Gentle parenting? Nah, I'm too busy. Maybe that's what's in the way of you making a change. So welcome to Childwise Chatter. I'm Caitlin Hocken, here to help you bring more conscious awareness to your relationship with your kids. So are you someone that says, yeah, this gentle parenting thing sounds kind of good, but I am way too busy? Now, there's a bit of an assumption that this conscious, gentle way of parenting is incredibly time consuming. That, where there will be days just spent in constant negotiation, constant problem solving, constant acknowledging of feelings, and just a hell of a lot of talking. And in our busy lives, we're all busy mums. Who has time for that, right? Okay, so I'm here to be really honest with you. This way of parenting, when we're first starting out, does take a wee bit longer than, say, giving our kids a quick smack or sending them off to the room to sort themselves out while we get on with our lives. But I'm also wanting to tell you that the little bit of extra effort and time that it takes in the beginning is going to save us huge amounts of time in the long run. And better than that, even better than the time it will save, huge amounts of heartache in the long run. So you may have already heard this idea of being present with our children, but some of us might not even really know what that means. So being present, 100% present, is the most powerful place we can be with our children, or most powerful way that we can be with our children. But what does it even mean? So what it basically means is that we don't have 1,000 things running through our head in the moments we're with our children. We're not off thinking about what we're going to cook for dinner. We're not reflecting on what we didn't get done in the morning that we really wanted to get done. So, and contrary to popular belief, this ability to be present, this ability to be in the moment, not focused on what's happened before, not focused on what's going to happen after, it doesn't take a lot of time. It takes time to cultivate it and to practice it. But once we get the hang of it, when we can bring that space to our interactions with our children, it doesn't take an awful lot of time, and it is so super powerful. So I want to tell you a little story about a client that I had recently, and she is a super busy mum. She has got a gazillion things going on in her life, and she really felt like, I just don't have time to stop for even half a second to be with my kids. There is just way too much to do. Anyway, I was coaching her, and I invited her to just do a bit of an experiment, to just see if every so often, not all day every day, but every so often when she thought of it, if she could just put aside her agenda, put aside what she was wanting to do in the moments, and just see if she could come into this space of full presence with her children when there was some kind of a tricky situation going on. So she gave it a shot. She tried for a whole week, at least once a day, to just cultivate this idea of being present with her kids. And let me tell you, she was blown away by how little time it actually took to be in that space with her kids, and B, how incredibly quickly they were able to move on from those situations. So instead of them escalating and actually ending up taking up a whole lot of time in her day, if she could just put things aside for that moment, come and be in the moment with her kids without all the stuff going on for her in her head, the situation diffused a lot more quickly, and she found she had access to being able to source some sort of creative solutions to whatever the situation was. So there were different scenarios that happened throughout her week, but she was all in all blown away at what happened for her and her relationship with her kids. So I want to invite you guys to this experiment. Just maybe once a day for this whole week, see if you can just practice to come into the moment with your kids when there's something challenging going on. Turn off the stove, if you've got something cooking. Put away your phone if there's pings going on. Just try and just sort of put your to-do list for one side. We don't have to get rid of it. We don't have to throw it out the window, but we're just putting it down for a moment to come into presence with our kids. The thing is that the only tools you need for discipline with your children, which in its truest form means to teach and to guide, is you in your presence and your relationship with your children. They're really the only two tools you ever need. So if we can start to come from this perspective, if we can do this little experiment where we see how long it actually does take when we are in that place of presence with our kids, and just see what happens. Let me know. So in every challenging moment with our child, there's this opportunity to prioritize your relationship with them above everything else. And really, I'm pretty sure that you think your relationship with your kids is pretty important. So we have that moment of choice where actually I'm going to prioritize my relationship with my kids over that text message I've got to send, over that email I have to do, over that, food I have to cook or plan I need to make. It doesn't mean you have to abandon your life and all the things that are in it. It just means that we're going to set it aside in those moments where we feel we have the capacity to do it. Now, this is not easy. I'm not saying by any means this is easy. Again, I think I said this before, it's a simple exercise, but it's not always easy. So it's going to take some practice. It's going to take some repetition, but I know that you are strong. I know that you can do this, and I believe that your children are going to benefit so much from trying this experiment and from having some experiences of you in your full presence. Thanks so much for watching. Can't wait to see you next time. Bye.